Vietnam is a swiftly developing Southeast Asian country. It has 94 million inhabitants. The capital, Hanoi, experienced a demographic boom during the 20th century and is going through a metamorphosis which is evident in the large number of foreign businesses which have set up shop here, despite the country's tradition of communism. Vietnamese is the official language, but it's written in an alphabet derived from the Latin. As their main means of getting around in town or in the country, the Vietnamese use motorcycles. Almost 80% of Vietnamese have no religious belief, and the rest are principally Buddhist. There are also Taoist and Catholic minorities. In spite of any religious or non-religious differences, the Vietnamese are united by a certain martial art called Vovinam Viet Vo Dao. It was invented in Hanoi in 1938 by Nguyen Loc. The word Vovinam means martial art in Vietnamese, while Dao means the way. Therefore, the translation of its name would be the way of the Vietnamese martial art. The art's founding father traveled to other countries to go and meet other martial arts masters in order to find inspiration and help him create his own martial art. Viet Vo Dao is therefore a fusion of all the techniques used in the combat techniques taught in Vietnam, whether it be wrestling, boxing, handling weapons, or other techniques. Viet Vo Dao practitioners wear the official blue uniform known as the Vo Phuc, which bears the Viet Vo Dao emblem on the chest. It's a kimono similar to the one worn by judokas. Viet Vo Dao is a complete martial art incorporating a wide variety of attacking and counter-attacking, but also self-defense techniques. Viet Vo Dao also includes choreographed fights called Da Luyen, which are usually used for demonstrations. Viet Vo Dao also features training in the use of various weapons. This training takes place when the student has reached a certain grade. Weapons include the saber, axe, stick, halberd, sword, and the fan. Viet Vo Dao is best known for its scissor technique, which consists of striking or grasping the opponent with one's legs. This can be aimed at the legs as well as the neck. Viet Vo Dao is therefore renowned for its spectacular acrobatic displays. There are over 20 different scissor techniques which can be used. Training in scissor techniques starts with attacking the legs before gradually working its way up to the neck.
Xoay lưng lại qua bên kia cho chiến tập xoay hẳn người lại rồi chuẩn bị đâu biết không em tính nhà né này để
Contrary to what you might expect, there are many women practicing martial arts in Vietnam and throughout the rest of the Indo-Chinese peninsula. Viet Vo Dao also involves mock battles between two people. These are known as Song Lu Yen and are generally featured in demonstrations or grading sessions. Hanoi is a flourishing city. With an estimated population of 7 million, the city is perpetually expanding. For the last few years, motorcycle traffic has created severe congestion, and the city has an ever-increasing number of motorcycle taxis. In order to reduce this congestion, various underground railway building projects are underway. There are few shopping centres in Vietnam. However, there are many markets where the Vietnamese do their shopping. Vietnamese is one of the rare Southeast Asian languages to use the Roman alphabet, meaning Westerners can read the words without difficulty. However, the language is tonal, so the same word may have several different meanings depending on how it is pronounced. Prices are displayed in dong, the Vietnamese currency. In early 2015, $1 was worth around 21,000 dong. which explains why the price for a simple sweet treat may have several zeros at the end. Vietnamese cuisine is influenced by Chinese cuisine, with the difference that it uses fewer sauces and more herbs and vegetables. One particular ingredient is unique to Vietnamese cuisine, Ngoc Nam, a salted fermented fish sauce which is used as a seasoning. Outside of the markets, there's also a great number of itinerant traders, whose stalls are more rudimentary but still attract many customers. The old town is in sharp contrast with the new town. Because of its growing population, Hanoi is constantly assimilating neighboring towns. Nowadays, skyscrapers are appearing in some districts, full of flats to house a new, more affluent generation. Hanoi sits on the banks of the Red River Delta, but the real natural treasure lies a few hundred kilometers away. One of Vietnam's main tourist attractions is Ha Long Bay, which is classified as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's a large expanse of water with thousands of small rocky islands and a good few creeks. In 2011, Ha Long Bay was recognized as one of the 7 natural wonders of the world. Many of the islets even have grottos leading to interior lakes. Ha Long Bay aside, the rest of Vietnam also has a wealth of magnificent landscapes, including Phong Nha Bang National Park and Nha Trang Bay. private museum near Saigon houses a large collection of Vietnamese traditional costumes. Over the years, fashion has evolved. Clothing has become more than just something to wear, but also an expression of social standing, mentality, and history. Different styles help to distinguish social rank, financial status, and Vietnamese mindset down the years. Back in the dojo for Viet Vo Dao training, the pupils are practicing their kicks. Viet Vo Dao is a complete martial art using feet and fists, but also weapons. Viet Vo Dao also incorporates techniques from boxing and wrestling. The main part of the training is composed of hand-to-hand combat techniques. The influence of the many varieties of boxing which inspired its founding father when he created Viet Vo Dao is plain to see. As well as the choreographed battles used for demonstrations or gradings, Viet Vo Dao also features real competitive bouts. Viet Vo Dao is governed by 10 principles and a motto. The motto is, "Be strong to be useful," and the first of the principles is to strive to reach the highest level in order to be able to serve one's fellow man. Practitioners must excel in every aspect of the art, whether it be hand-to-hand combat or the use of weapons. Weapons include sabers, halberds, and fans, which were the weapon of the nobility. Practitioners must observe the code of conduct and place honor above all else. They must also live an honest, modest, and noble life. A Viet Vo Dao practitioner must develop a will of steel in order to overcome difficulty and all the challenges life throws up. This will only be possible if they train and work hard to forge their spirit and lead a humble and benevolent life. In Viet Vo Dao, as in most martial arts, every demonstration or fight ends with a salute in 3 movements. Hanoi is alive day and night. A constant flow of cars crisscrosses the city. Lining the roads are many little temporary betting booths where people can place bets. People stop there for a few moments before leaving with their chit. Vietnam's capital is divided into 4 districts, some old and some more modern. In the old town, certain districts or streets are entirely dedicated to a specific trade or business. As well as traditional shops, Hanoi also has a great number of street vendors and small trading booths, where many Vietnamese do their regular shopping. But in recent years, Hanoi has experienced a demographic boom, which is why many neighboring provinces have been subsumed by the metropolis. One of the most revered temples in Hanoi is the Literature Temple, founded in 1070. It's a Confucian temple in the west of Hanoi's old town. Many Vietnamese come to visit it, and it's the city's main tourist attraction. It's mainly frequented by school children and students. It's divided into 5 separate walled courtyards, with its main alleyways reserved for noblemen and narrower alleys used by servants. The nobility used to send their children to study literacy here, so that they could be well read and become civil servants. The children of the many dynasties came here to learn the teachings of Confucius. Traditionally, during the revision period before exams, the youngsters come here to revise, as this is believed to bring good luck. The great pavilion in the 4th courtyard houses the statue of Confucius, surrounded by his 4 closest disciples. This is the most sacred part of the temple, which explains why the students come here to revise and pray. Thanks to the French School of the Far East, the Literature Temple was restored several times during the 20th century. The 100,000 dong banknote features the image of one part of the temple, the Well of Heavenly Clarity, which lies in the 3rd courtyard.
Chúng con dâng hương tôn vinh các bậc sáng lập văn miếu, khởi nguồn đạo học.
Everything in Hanoi happens on the back of a motorbike, even drinking beer and, of course, rice wine. So if you plan to visit Vietnam in the near future, be assured that beer will be part of the itinerary. The Vietnamese consider beer to be the perfect accompaniment to a meal. This may seem strange, but the Vietnamese like to drink their beer with a huge ice cube. Ice cellars also provide the wherewithal to cool down bike saddles heated by the burning sun. One of the 10 principles of Viet Vo Dao is that knowledge must be acquired dutifully and that the art should be passed on to the new generation. As in all sports, children begin their training with a warming-up session in order to reduce the risk of injury. Even the very youngest children can learn Viet Vo Dao from the age of 3. Many Vietnamese parents enroll their children into classes. Learning a martial art, particularly Viet Vo Dao, helps to instill a sense of sportsmanship and respect for the rules, so the children can develop their sense of team spirit and cooperation. Practicing Viet Vo Dao helps children to develop their motor skills and channel their energy. From their very earliest years, they learn the different moves of Viet Vo Dao, mainly the arm locks. At this age, rather than being a combat sport, it's a normal sporting activity for the children to enjoy. The younger children also try to learn the different choreographies mastered by the older ones, which will help them work their way through Viet Vo Dao's different levels. Viet Vo Dao has come a long way in the last decade and has acquired many new devotees of all ages. More and more parents are enrolling their children in Viet Vo Dao classes, as over and above combat skills, it also teaches noble principles such as comradeship, perseverance, love, and respect. In the south of Hanoi, there's a lake known to all Vietnamese. Legend has it that once upon a time, the king discovered a sword in a fishing net and used it in all his wars, notably the one where the Chinese were expelled from the kingdom and peace restored. With the war over, the king enjoyed taking boat trips on the lake. One day, the golden turtle god emerged from the depths of the lake and snatched the sword from the king. The king realized that the golden turtle had entrusted him with the sword and had come to take it back once peace reigned again, as he had no use for it. Succeeding dynasties have embellished the banks of the lake ever since. In days gone by, there were a great many turtles in the lake, but no longer. But to see a turtle in the lake today is seen as a good omen for the coming weeks. In Vietnam, as in other cultures, turtles symbolize longevity and wisdom. Despite the country's strong sense of tradition, the Vietnamese love to go out, have a drink, and enjoy themselves. Vietnam, and particularly Hanoi, blends modernism and tradition. Hanoi is the epitome of a booming city. Many tourists, especially young Westerners, come to the country to experience this festive atmosphere. Unlike some cities, Hanoi is full of life, even very late at night. Hanoi has many ancient trees, hundreds of years old, which are classified as part of UNESCO's World Heritage. In spite of the city's development, the area around the trees has been preserved. In summertime, many youngsters and their families go out at night and meet up in the squares where these trees stand. In summer, because it's too hot to go out during the daytime, there are many forms of entertainment available to the Vietnamese in the evenings. Concerts, puppet theatres, or outdoor cinemas. The theatrical and musical ambience allows the children to have fun as they train. In the Viet Vo Dao dojo, the children can learn lots of different choreographies to perform at shows. Vietnam is a traditionally communist country where patriotism is encouraged among the populace, especially its younger generation. It has to be remembered that Viet Vo Dao's motto is "Be strong to be useful." The idea is to be strong mentally as well as physically, and to be helpful to others. The blue color of the uniform represents immensity, the purity of the skies and the oceans. Because the future of any culture, any sport, and the values they embody is reliant on good communication to the next generation, Viet Vo Dao masters do all in their power to pass on the art to the younger generation. Viet Vo Dao is a complete martial art, harmonizing body and spirit, attack and defense, power and grace of movement. Just like its hugely popular martial art, Vietnam is a nation that has found equilibrium between tradition and progress. Vietnamese have lived for centuries amidst a moral and religious universe, built on beliefs and values issuing from the cult of ancestor worship, Buddhism, Confucianism, and Taoism. But Vietnam has also been heavily influenced by Western culture, whether it be its cinema, its music, architecture, or literature. Despite being supposedly communist, Vietnam remains a very open country, where all the same brands can be found as in the West. Vietnam is a country which is constantly developing, while trying to preserve its ancient traditions.